Sometimes you may not be happy. How you comport yourself, how you behave in that moment tells a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are tempted to throw the baby away with the bathwater.
That's true.
If you do that and your party doesn't win power, you won't get certain appointments.
That's
So
true.
people should be measured. Currently, we understand.
Tactful.
Of course, it's a human institution. Politics, you are dealing with other human beings. You may not be happy all the time. But how you choose to react when you are upset tells a lot about your personality.
Yeah.
Also tells a lot about what or how you wish your party, whether you wish your party success or not, will determine on how you act. I'm happy for him. Unfortunately, we understand that some
Individuals
party supporters
are torching officers.
allegedly are torching party officers. We also understand that people in areas like Bamboy have already served notice that if their MP is not appointed, they may also hit the street. But you see, it may be unpopular what I'm about to say, but I'm saying that a certain precedent has been rewarded. You recall in 2013, there were some persons or a person who is known in the party who was almost overlooked by President Mahama during John Chapter 1 era. And the youth went on rampage, destroying billboards. Eventually, the person was made a minister. I'm not saying that was what influenced President Mahama's decision, but I'm saying that perception is everything. So if you have people who think that if they can cause mayhem to catch, and you mentioned catching the eye of the appointing authority. So if those individuals feel that is how they can catch the eye of the appointing authority, then won't augur well for all of us. And yesterday I mentioned over 6 million people voted for John Dramani Mahama. So if you are misbehaving, ask yourself, how about the remaining 5.something million? Everybody can't get an appointment.
Yeah.
Everybody can't get an
You see, in some of the areas, look, I get it, that the Volta region is a stronghold of the NDC, and that is where we understand allegedly that the office has been torched.
Whole central.
Yes. Look, Volta region, sit down. Well, how many votes did you bring? Greater Accra region, how many votes were brought? Who is going about in the Greater Accra region destroying stuff? Over 1 million votes from the Greater Accra region. In total, how many votes was the Volta bring in? Ibrahim, was it around 600,000 or below that? Around that. If Greater Accra region people decide to protest in this manner, will it work? Look, party people ought to be reasonable. Some of these things, look, I'm just struggling. I'm just trying as much as I can to not call it as it is. But this nonsense has to stop.
It has to. It has to.
The people of Bole Mamboy agitating and saying that if their MP is not giving, you have the ultimate as a president.
No, they are
He
not.
was your former member of parliament. What are you talking about?
Some are not satisfied.
The leadership is for the country and not for a region or a group of people. If you're talking about being a stronghold, then please, how do your numbers match up to the Greater Accra region that gave over 1 million votes to the president? What are you talking about? Let's be reasonable. And the thing is that the appointment, people are not going to be in office for 4 years. That's the reality. Unless we are pushing another Akufo-Addo situation where people are going to be in office for 8 years. But realistically, it's not going to happen that way because he wants to leave a certain legacy, and so the competition is tight. There will be reshuffle at a certain point. Not everyone can be appointed in the first set of appointment. So what are these people talking about? Look, the police must deal with these people that are going on rampage and misbehaving and dealing, and I mean, what they're doing is plainly criminal. It has to be dealt with. We should not condone many of these things that keep happening. People will be agitated, it's party supporters, my party's in power. What do you mean?
Look, I think there's something happening that authorities may not want to admit on record.
But what is the meaning of that?
We have persons in charge of security architecture who are looking over their shoulders, who don't know whether they are going to remain or they will be shown the exit. For which reason, they are also being careful as to how to react. Please, President Mahama, you are the appointing authority. Are you going to keep them or you are going to appoint somebody else? Let's have consistency. Let's have people who know that they have the backing of the president, who can take certain unpopular decisions. Because these are supporters of governing parties. Yeah. The kind of politics we do here, even the EC is complaining. It is difficult for the Electoral Commission, even though their case is different. But the whole point is that we currently have an IGP, a CDES, Comptroller General of the Immigration Service, who are all looking over their shoulders because they don't know whether they are going to be in office the next day or they will be shown the exit. That is also affecting us. Talking about security, yesterday, your security coordinator, my security coordinator, our security coordinator was in Nkwanta.
Yeah.
I'm not so comfortable with his utterances.
Okay.
Look, me personally, I feel uncomfortable when...
Is it Osman?
Yeah. Personally, I feel uncomfortable when authorities speak like you and I. You and I can call on authorities, call on this, call on this. They don't have that luxury. They should act.
They should
Yesterday, he was there calling for, it is fine. He should act.
Look at, I mean, we have done the regional breakdown. Look at it too. Voter region, they have four appointments.
Please,
and you are
don't follow the few miscreants in whole central and say voter region crap.
No, but
Yeah, so let's be guided.
No, I get it, but it's a voter region. It is from the voter region.
It is a constituency. In fact, if you take the whole voter region, it will be unfair to use the actions of these few.
No, wala. But still, voter region it is. And it is whole central is in the voter region. And voter region as a whole has 4 nominations. And please, IB, if you can get me the total votes from the voter region, I'd be very grateful.
Oh, you are right. It's a little, I think hovering around 6 million. 600,000.
Okay.
But that of Ashanti region is more.
It's more than that.
The voter region votes.
So voter region has 4. Greater Accra region has 3. What's the name? Eastern 3. Ashanti 3. Ahafo 2. Bono 2. Western North 2. Western region alone 3. And then Savannah region 2, Upper East 2. So largely is 2, and then on the average is 2, and then Northern region has 4. But primarily,
so those leading are Northern and Volta.
Northern and Volta. So what is this agitation about?
So who did they want appointed? Who?
I don't even know. Who is a member of parliament for Whole Central?
It's a new guy, and so here's the thing. Yesterday I spoke to, as if I knew, I spoke to the former member of parliament for Whole Central. Live on air, and that's Benjamin Podo. And I asked him, he decided not to go.
Not to run.
I asked him whether he is expecting an appointment. He said that rests with the president, right? Now, there's a bigger picture many people are not paying attention to. And that is the orientation of the rank and file of the NDC. The party needed to have done that, because the party is coming back into power on the back of President Akufo-Addo being able to appoint everybody that he wanted to appoint.
Yes.
Because he went way above 120 his first term. So largely, almost everybody was satisfied. If you stretch the lineage, you would definitely be tagged by somebody who has interfaced with you one or the other, who has gotten an appointment, either as a deputy minister or something. And then there's a promise that the numbers will be whittled down to 60. The president did well in telling people that there will be many disappointments.
Yes.
Because I'm sticking to the 60 promise. It was up to the party leadership to get down there and let people understand. The Whole Central one is befuddling. Because so far, no new entrants have been given anything yet. Look at the list.
And it's a relay, Ibrahim.
That's the point.
It's a relay.
No, the point I'm making is that there's an opportunity for those who have been lucky enough to be elected to parliament to learn, even those with experience. See, didn't we hear Titus Bayou's name as possible health minister?
It's important that you learn.
That's the point. And we had other professionals who are first-time members of parliament who are there. They are yet to hear their name, even on the corridors of district assembly. Now, so that's one. The other one is
not to catch you, but a bit about, so that's why they say that actions always have rippling effects. You may take an action that serves your interest at a certain time, but the rippling effect, and that's something Bright Simmons wrote about, that a certain precedent has been set, and it will be problematic going forward. And one of them is a ballooning number that the previous administration did have. Now look at a latent effect. Kindly proceed.
Yeah, so that's 583,332 votes. So 500, a little over 500,000 votes. And then Ashanti region gave the party a little over 600,000 votes. And then, as you mentioned, Greater Accra of 1 million. But you see, here's the thing. Maybe those agitating are not aware of other appointment, as a city, I can tell you that once again, the majority whip or the whip for the NDC front bench is going to the voter region.
It's gone to the voter region.
There are many other. When we know here yesterday talking about Bost.
Why? MPA, boss.
Afechi.
There's Apechi.
Are we not talking about MPA?
There is MPA.
Is Apechi?
Yes.
Not Afe.
No.
The F is Paul.
Yeah.
It's Edudi Tamakulu.
Is he from the
And look, this nonsense and this nonsense. I can't absorb.
You can say that. You are allowed to say that.
I can't absorb party executives from this. You know the kind of politics we do here. The kind of politics we do here even require that even registration that people ought to do individually. Sometimes these parties facilitate and ensure that their members are voted for.
Yeah.
I won't believe that people in their homes, ordinary members of the party, ordinary supporters in their homes, will sit down and realize that how come my MP hasn't been given any appointment? Call their friends, Ibrahim Biko, come, let's go and bend the party office. These things are coordinated by somebody.
Well, but it may not necessarily be the executives too, but it will be people with interest. I think that would be largely a better description. People with interest pushing these agendas.
Well, you see, and here's the thing. Of course, to conclude on the point I was making, so it was always going to be difficult to appease everybody. It's up to the rank and file of the party. It should have been that let them understand. You are here beautifully indicating that we don't expect President Mahama to keep his appointees in place till he has his power in 2028. And we all expect reshuffle. We expect him to fire non-performing appointees, right? And so just bid your time.
Bid your time.
Now, there are many other appointments. And we've sat here and said that the president virtually appointed about over 90% of all public sector employees in this country. And so just bid your time. Now, let me go to Bole. See, Bole Bamboy is a unique case. I remember speaking to.
He says he's always with the president.
He says he's always with the president, so he doesn't need to lobby. But you see, there's a bigger conversation. And the bigger conversation is that the people fear his seat might be taken away from him.
By whom?
And describe it as a conspiracy theory. They believe that Sharaf is in the race to take the seat from him. And so that conspiracy theory is what has fueled that if that's the case, then he will not be given any opportunity to cement his hold on the seat. Oh. That is it. Nothing more.
Sharaf is the president's son.
Exactly.
But the point is that
so it's up to the party.
But the people, the president is from your area.
Yeah, I get that.
You have the ultimate. You've got his eye. What is your problem?
So now you see why I don't think that individual party supporters sit down and come by.
Yeah, these things. Yeah.
Usually there is somebody who knows better.
Yeah.
Usually, like the Bole Boy example IB gave. I can't think that ordinary people, ordinary supporters in Bamboo will be thinking about this conspiracy. No. Usually this is people within. That is how come when this chaos started, Mama instructed the regional and constituency executives to rein in
the members.
What is it? So,
but I hope.
To what extent? How upset can you be to the point where you are touching
your own party office?
Again, it's because of the kind of politics we do. Supporters don't put in their money.
Yeah.
Elsewhere, you pay dues, the dues will be used. Yeah. If you are paying dues and that dues is being used to put up an office, will you go and touch that office at the least provocation?
Another reason is this. When you destroy party property, but when you destroy anybody's property, they are supposed to come after you, right? But when you destroy your own party property, they can't come after you.
The police will be afraid to go after because it's a party.
So see, I think the party needs to rein in its members. There is a need, at the appointment, at least a chunk of them done. The party executives, right? They should all move down there. From national level, they should move down there. Engage the people, let them understand, right? What it takes to even settle on an individual, the original balance aspect of it.
So if they had their way, every nomination should come from
trust me, if the president even had his way, he will appoint everybody that he will be appointed.
I was also aware that it's not only NDC supporters that President Mahama.
Yeah, but they have the vehicle. It's the vehicle upon which the candidates.
The voters sometimes hold the fuel.
We get that.
You may have the vehicle.
No, I get that.
Fuel,
but we all know that you cannot. The only way you can reward
in this election, the decider was not voter region.
No, I get that. The only way you can reward floating voters is to roll out good policies so they get to.
The decider was not Savannah region.
No, I understand. We understand all that, but you see. When we talk about
sorry, even the place that they are stronghold cry, the people, their numbers were more. So what are you saying?
I get that, but you see, when you talk about stronghold, sometimes you just don't look at the nominal.
I know.
You look at even this parliamentary seats.
I
know. So now we can extend and say that Upper West, it was a sweep. Upper East, it was a sweep.
Greater Accra, it was a sweep.
Of course.
It's MP3 over for the MPP.
It's a sweep. Voter region is a sweep. Oti region has now had just one Kofi Adams so far. Substantive minister, of course, we have a regional minister. It's good you add because it's not like regional ministers that is. So every region will have its own as a regional minister.
And I think the T factor played a role in Kofi Adams.
Yeah.
Regional
balance.
Because so far nobody.
Regional balance went against some of the names that were put up.
Exactly. So the party must move in.
They have to rein their supporters in, and they should give the police a free hand. Unfortunately, it is what it is. They should give the police a free hand to deal with it.
I know.
It's house matter. They will resolve it.
But also we can't absolve state institutions like NIV, formerly BI.
Yeah.
They are in every district.
Yeah.
So don't they pick intel? What do they do?
Yeah.
Because these things you pick intel. These are not things that people can only plan in secrecy.
Yeah.
At a point, so please, our intelligence gathering agencies, you to
do your work.
But of course, to be fair to them, that of Bolivar Boy, they actually called it. Otherwise, they were going along the same tangent. So they stepped in.
But what kind of mindset do we have?
Charlie,
that when we have issues, we have to touch something.
Yeah.
It happens. Look, and it's so bad. It's so endemic. It's even in our senior high schools. Small problem. They are destroying.
I think going for maybe we should have every community should have a designated park. Come with your tie, Bennett.
We are Bennett.
We're cordon off the place. So when you are satisfied, then you go home. We can't
because we always want to burn something.
Yeah. Small chance. Yeah.
Or they should go on a candle possession or something. They just want to
they're burning the candle. I remember
burn a candle instead.
A guy will just come to you and say the person be team right, and then go ahead and shout. This one will go like
it's a serious problem. Anyway, before we get into the papers, you were in Parliament yesterday. The MPs, they don't want you to rest. You seem rested on Monday. Look at your eyes.
Yeah, I think yesterday what happened was unfortunate. Not to me, it's to the chiefs and the traditional leaders.
It's not fair.
Charlie.
But some of them came from very far places.
And from what we knew, what some of us knew, there was more to it than just the MPs being exhausted, right? I think the minority members felt like things that ought to have been done had not been done after the approval of the nominees, and then decided to say that, okay, we think we are done for the day, let's postpone it. I think that probably as a matter of good faith, the majority also didn't say that, okay, if you guys will not be party to this, we'll go ahead and vet them. They came to engage the chiefs, especially the chiefs from the Ga traditional area, and then they agreed that they will return this morning to vet Namumu. But that has actually thrown the calendar out of gear.
Absolutely. So two people that could have been vetted. Yesterday, I really did not get that much time that was wasted in Parliament. What is it?
Everybody wanted to speak.
It's like everybody wants to be noticed. Everybody wants to be noticed.
No, and
it is 4 years. You will be noticed eventually.
Yeah.
So people should relax.
Sincerely, we said that the majority should not abuse their numbers. But I think at this point they should marshal and get to in Parliament in their numbers and get the job done. Because look, there was nothing really in relation to these. It's not like they were in contention, like
it was unanimous.
How are Kumsins and the rest that they had to submit.
That people had to.
But it was just delay tactics. It's like when you're on the pitch, and then like how the South is it not Africans? What they do, and they will be doing catch. They will be sleeping. That's what the minority was doing.
Another factor was the absence of speaker. Speaker is out of the jurisdiction, and that was what caused even the appointments committee to break. Otherwise, the plenary could have been going on, and then the sittings.
Because you mentioned that.
But because the speaker is unavoidably absent, the first deputy speaker
is the chairman and has to go and present.
Has to go and present his report for the second deputy speaker to preside. But I agree that the second deputy speaker could have managed better, and then the leadership could have equally assisted him to manage it better. You could have limited, like you argued at the point, 3-3 leadership, and then we go.
Yeah.
But and then when people got up to speak, they were not also timed. So they were talking about virtually everything that was wrong from the minority side, everything that was wrong with the country on the floor of Parliament during this particular debate. And then
it was
all over the place.
And you see, it's you think that it's all about you, but you are not thinking about the others too.
And sorry, talking about thinking about the others, do they think about we the media? Because we also need to have our programming. We also need to plan. It is money for us, and it is revenue we are losing. Especially in a space where we keep complaining that revenue is low. And we have this is a national assignment. We need to do it. So at least they should also be mindful that people are picking you live at the expense of commercial interest.
Exactly.
And the minority, look, your time to shine will come. You don't
4
have
years,
to force it.
It will come.
It will come. It is politics. It will come. So please, the simple things, let it go through. Yesterday, even the members of they were even exhausted. To the point where some of them even left the chamber. And that was when Afenyo raised issue about quorum and the numbers. But because people were exhausted, how can you be in this thing could have been done in an hour.
So for example, yesterday we got indication that the ministers who have been approved will be sworn in. Every media house sent.
Did they swear them in?
No, it will happen today 2 p.m. So every media house sent a live view, a reporter, cameraman, a vehicle to the Jubilee House, only to be told around 3 p.m. that they should come today 2 p.m. So it's like we can't plan our life. I get it. There are emergencies with regard to our work, but things that we can plan, the state can plan. Let's not treat everything as an emergency.
And at this point, I don't think that anybody would be exaggerating when they say that the minority is deliberately being obstructionist.
But the majority has the power.
Yes, and they are not
to utilize whatever that they want.
So if they can't neutralize that,
for the postponement, I think the minority is as guilty as the majority. The majority is as guilty as the minority. They could have found a way to do this and save everybody. Like I said, the chiefs, they were there since morning, seated, waiting. And at the point, you could tell that the nominee was frustrated. She would have to come, address them, and go back.
This nominee, before assuming office, all these chiefs.
Of course.
You think that in their dealings, if these chiefs want favors, the nominee can say no? That is how we start the corruption. That's how the endless cycle begins.
It's really
continues.
It's really unfortunate.
Anyway.
Now we have, instead of perhaps completing with Namomu yesterday. Namomu and Elizabeth
they were supposed to have done 4 yesterday. Operado had been scheduled for yesterday as well, from what I saw. So today, carry forward, let's just say 2, and then the 3 that ought to have been vetted today. 5, how are they going to do that?
It may seem like extreme, but can they vet without the other side?
Oh, that's the point you are making. If they want to,
they can.
If they want to, they can. But I think that they've all come to the conclusion and an agreement that, first of all, the minority side is not boycotting.
But they know why they say they were boycotting.
So
they want to put
as much as possible, they have to make do with each other.
On social media, people, you know what's trending on social media now? People say Honorable Samuel Kujeta Black Rice vetting will take 6 days.
It can be 1 week. To be honest with you.
Because
before they get to oral, from cathedral will take like 3 days. Before oral, before the method people. Before the presidential jets. That's why we can only wish
I've insisted that the ideal portfolio for him is what has been given. He should leave the country.
All right, Charlie. Let's go to what the papers are saying after our morning rant.
But anyway, yes, there is Honorable Joseph Nipe. He's the Minister Designated for Transport. He's an ardent listener of Morning Star. And so we do have a portfolio now. Our portfolio is transport.
The morning show in charge of transport.
Congratulations, Honorable.
Congratulations, yes.
Transport, what are the issues there that we want him to tackle?
First of all, Magdan has started work again, so that one is resolved. What are we using? Issues in the sector. That will definitely be one of them, right? I think Ayalolo, a rapid transport system. We should have a very, very workable public transport system. That's important.
And then we should check the conditions of the buses.
Exactly.
Some of the buses are really not roadworthy, and I don't know how they pass them every year. So one is crucial. That one is also crucial.
Yes, so that one is there. The ports. The port, like
the charges at the port,
the charges at the port and whatever. We work closely with the Minister for Finance and then Trade as well, and get those streamlined. The Buankra thing, we don't know whether it's Buankrying or it's not Buankrying. Let's have a finality to that. Kettey Port.
They are appointed. Now, you see, these are the things that's quite agitating for the CEO of a non-existent.
And his people were happy. So, like, they wouldn't have been doing anything.
They just put a signage there and they appointed a man.
The signage has been broken, sir. It has fallen. The signage has fallen.
It's railway still separate or still under which ministry?
No, it will be under transport, I'm sure.
So for me, that is what I want to look at. I think that it's about time. It's about time.
It's also Charlie, the new one they brought in. Still.
So one of the things will come and then let us know what
in Pakadan.
Yes, so the catapult should now really be made Kettey Port. So yes, and basically yes, STC should equally be given the electric vehicles. You should have more.
Where are they?
They are there.
The first ones.
I don't see them on because we are here all the time. We don't go out.
Are they still giving free rides?
And they were supposed to give free rides. What I know is that the metro bus, when you are in uniform for the school kids, you're supposed to give free rides.
Don't worry. Now that you have mentioned it, I'm going to look for my basic school uniform.
Moving around Accra. Look, after 4 p.m.
It's hectic.
My guy.
That's traffic.
My guy. If you're not driving. If you're not driving, you can hold the money, but you don't get a vehicle. Just raise run about through 37, through Airport First, to Tettey. You have a lot of people waiting for vehicles.
Wow. And I just got a message that the motorway.
Yesterday, I mean, people go home around 11 p.m.
And I'm told
there was an accident.
There was some heavy vehicles. Some broke down. Some were involved in accidents. So it became one lane, and people had to use shoulder of the road. Look, yesterday I was touched by the Holy Spirit. That no, go home early.
It's true.
Yeah. So the police have been moving. Many people are still stuck on the motorway. The Green Lock is quite
around the Dominion Chapel, a long vehicle also.
The thing with the motorway is that
no exit route.
No exit route. Like you're stuck.
Look, I remember that. No fuel station.
Yes.
If your lights, if your fuel
you have to walk.
Indicate that you need fuel, Basa, you are done.
Crazy.
Just that we can't add a mark to you, but you are done.
Hey, Charlie. Crazy, but you're a little bit different.
But we can't add a mark to it.
Back. Anyway, so congratulations to Honorable Nikpe. We have put our request before you. Please go out there.
And the request is on behalf of Ghanaians.
Yes.
It's a national agenda. No. These are not personal requests.
So please go out there and do the work.
Deliver.
That's all. That is all that Ghanaians are asking for. That. All the people that have been chosen, bear in mind that it wasn't difficult, it wasn't easy for you to be settled on. So it is a rare privilege you have. Go out there and perform, and do not give people reason to say that the president failed in their choice of you being the rep that you've been sent to whichever institution that you've been sent to.
And knowing him, he's a man of his words.
Okay.
We just hope that the people that he will be working with him at the ministry.
Okay.
Will equally deliver. And so, but see, when a government delivers, and we can say this because when the government doesn't deliver, we see.
We also see. We see and see.
When the government delivers, it's to the benefit of everybody, including the opposition.
Yeah, that's true.
Implementation of free SHS. I'm not sure that the NDC kids were told to go and pay fees. That is it. So yes, the politicians, half of them can pray that the government fails and what have you, vice versa, whenever the table is there. But we can then say that let's ensure that the government works and delivers the goods for the benefit of everybody.
Simplicity. All right, Daily Graphic newspaper, front page, 17 more ministers nominated, cabinet secretary and 9 presidential staffers also named. Cash flow woes.
The gender conversation. Can we add the staffers?
Okay, so that will be separate.
Oh,
right,
okay.
because if I recall correctly, he says that his ministers, you have 30%.
Ministers to be specific.
So this one, that is where it is at the moment.
So then for the deputy ministers,
We say,
because I think 80 more,
yes.
and to be able to make up the percentage, 11 will have to be women.
Don't worry.
Let's see how it goes.
I mean, look, if you look
shouldn't
at,
be difficult.
Yeah, it shouldn't be difficult. Like,
No, I'm just saying that the boys will suffer.
yesterday was their day.
Something must give.
Yesterday, the appointment
boys,
that came.
42.
The boys, don't worry.
The men.
It's 60.
The boys is okay.
Yeah.
Yesterday, the list that came, all men.
We get that.
So if the
We get
deputies, I mean, it's fine.
So the point, because the point is that if it's 60, it's 60, and at the point we had 42, and we have 35 men,
Yeah.
7 women.
Yeah. See, my issue, and this will be my admonishment to the women. Usually it's the deputy ministers that speak to the media.
Take
We
advantage.
beg the women. We beg them. We in fact, we beg them. Because I know the problem we are coming to encounter.
Always there's been one instance where a woman told us that, oh, please hold on, let me stir my stew.
Yeah, she was making it.
Lie,
see, you see, and you see.
We are begging them.
Everybody,
Listen,
yeah.
listen to me.
We are listening.
yeah, listen, mommy.
Now, I will take it.
Yeah.
I'll take the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Women are multitasking.
Yes.
They are doing a lot of things that gentlemen have free hands
True.
in not doing.
True.
This lady in question, for all you know, she got home.
Yeah.
She needs to prep the kids after
Exactly.
school.
Yeah.
Needs to feed them dinner
Yeah.
and stuff. Some way somehow she's made the time to also speak to you.
Yeah.
So when she says she's going to,
But just as she didn't speak.
Oh, no, she spoke.
she was speaking, yes.
Hold her.
Oh, then let's praise her for that.
You understand?
back.
So
Let's praise her for that because we have Cassandra
a lot of the
as a.
Let me bring you
you see,
destroy everything. Let her finish her
Cassandra's
prayer.
own is a case of, forgive me, incompetence. Let's leave it
We
at
hear
that.
you.
But we are talking about reality.
Okay.
And most of the time, gentlemen, you take it for granted. You do not avert your mind to it that, I mean, even though we are competing at the same level with you in terms of the job that we do, we have extra load that we are carrying that most of you do not carry.
In your case, we help you carry them. So no
Yeah.
problem.
but your point is fair, but also the whole point is be accessible.
Yeah, that's
It's a
all.
public office. Once
Yeah.
you're accessible, finito.
Yeah.
We are reasonable. The media, we are reasonable.
Of course.
If it's not every time that we'll call somebody and
we expect that
Like,
you
it's
are
not as if
back
we have that. We are forcing you that always speak
Yeah.
to us. No,
Yeah.
we are reasonable people.
And I'm saying that you can't just throw it out there that be accessible.
But it should be.
No, they should be. That's what accessible
See,
be.
the end game is
Make that
just
conscious
be
effort.
Exactly.
Make
be
that
accessible.
conscious effort. I beg you. That
Guys,
was
accessible.
you need lessons on gender.
Because no.
I need to give you special lessons. So
Nah.
let's
No,
take
my
it-
final take on this.
Yeah.
My final take on this.
Yeah.
I'm a producer.
Yeah.
Right.
so
I'm a producer.
Yeah.
I'm a producer. I know the challenges I go through to get women. to
I
speak.
do appreciate that too.
I needed to put in the extra effort, and I do, and I will continue doing that. But the point we're making is that they must also consciously
Yeah.
be making themselves available.
You don't understand the
But
dynamics.
if we're a minister,
It's okay.
you don't expect us to book you 3 days ahead of time.
It's okay. It's fine.
But it will be, what are you going to talk about that will happen 3 days ahead of
People are burning things now.
and then you want us
How
to
would we have known
that
that?
they will burn things
They will
today,
burn
and then book you yesterday. How is that going to happen?
Other stories here, gentlemen. You need lessons.
Unless we are
Don't worry.
commissioning the burning.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll have to give you a ABCD of gender issues. Attaining food sufficiency. Government to introduce 2 agri programs. I think that is the schools.
Yeah.
And then which other one? There's one more thing.
I think the church.
Schools and religions.
Yeah,
Religious groups, right? Yeah. So yeah, cash woes. No, cash flow woes cripple SHS food supply. Okay. This was a minister designate for education saying. And Kaswa juvenile killer prays for forgiveness. Mutala will tell us more about that. Dansoman Beach Road residents plead for sea defense completion. Oh, Charlie.
Okay.
Dansoman Beach Road.
Yeah.
Wefa.
Yeah. Now,
Dansoman is my neighborhood.
Yeah,
That's
let's-
where I grew up.
Now, there's a correction that the president talked about 30% female appointment in his government.
No
And I'm
ministry
quoting,
appointment.
in his government. No, I'm quoting what somebody has sent to me, and that's Simon Agianab, the dean of the Parliamentary Press Corps. Good morning to you, Simon. That 30% in his government and not 30% ministerial appointment.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll cross
If
check
it's in
on that.
government, we've seen many women at the
Then
presidency.
I think-
Then I think it's way above
Yeah.
the 30% ceiling. I think we should cut it down.
If the Did you really say this? Did you really say
I
this?
just triggered you, right? Didn't I? No, if I'm saying
You have
So just imagine one day.
Yeah.
Of course, Alexander Akon has been deputy.
Yeah, deputy general
But
minister
that-
before,
that
yeah.
is deputy. But just
Yeah.
imagine one day. President Mama wakes up in the
Yeah.
morning. I don't know what happened in the
Yeah.
night and decides that please, I'm making
Yes,
a
sir.
man.
No,
gender
but-
minister.
Honorable Social
but
will
gender
become
issues is not limited to men.
But we all know.
I'm just saying the
However,
sentiment that would be.
relax,
Yeah.
relax.
Yeah.
The reason there's a lot more focus on women is that we have been consistently marginalized over the years. It's just that recently we are making slight inroads. To think of the fact that we women in Ghana are more than you, the men.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We
yeah.
are more than you.
Um,
And when it comes to appointments and leadership positions, we are relegated to the background. What is the meaning of that?
That's because
There's
the
a-
arena.
it's
Yeah,
not-
the arena.
A, B, C, D like
The-
you.
the
want.
arena.
When you were saying
Because-
accessibility,
there
I was
are
telling you
women,
the
if you
same
look at the role men play in society, breadwinners.
Huh?
There are women who are also but average in many homes.
Yeah.
In many homes. Look, how many men become wealthy as a result of marriage? There are few of them, but how many?
And you think women become wealthy as a result of marriage?
It's automatic.
This is a debate.
It's
Look,
automatic.
let me tell you.
That one is
So
automatic.
that's what I'm saying. The dynamics is not
This is
simple as you
this
want to
probably
put it.
has to be a random conversation.
We will do it.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll
See,
ourselves.
listen.
Give date and time.
Yeah.
Men benefit
And then venue.
Listen,
Date, time, venue.
let me
That's what
tell
we're
you
waiting for.
that men benefit the most when it comes to marriage.
I get that, but you talk about money, wealth.
Wait,
Money.
wait,
You talk about
how much
wealth.
are you giving?
My money automatically sees.
Sorry.
My money
You-
automatically. Once I touch you, once I tap you, automatically my money becomes your
Spend
money.
your money. So I'll put money on the table every day.
Please call 0552.
Right now.
Right now, man. Let's
Call now.
waiting.
No problem. It's okay. I think it's
Call
okay.
055.
You
What do
can
you mean
call.
that women are getting
You
wealthy
can
from
call.
marriage? 0552 880 Are women getting wealthy from
You
marriage?
know Pep Guardiola.
Please.
If you go there, I'm sure the phone line that you open, you like.
Let's go.
Hold on. Hello, please. Your name, where you're calling from?
Hello, this is Sammy calling from Tuma.
Sorry, I cannot hear you. If you kindly reposition, I'd be grateful. Your name is?
This is Sammy calling from Tuma.
Let's hear you, Sammy.
Okay, so this conversation, I've been wanting this conversation for a very long time, dispassionately, obviously. As the other pundit is saying, I think that in the olden time, there is wisdom. Financial responsibility falls on the man. So therefore, I also think that we cannot empower the women without adding the financial responsibility to them, because who much is given, much is expected. If you are getting more, then it means that the women also have to pay more. But we are living in a society where we are empowering the women, but we are not also giving them the financial responsibility. You get me? And then now, if the men are sort of being less, not being empowered, we also think that they should also get some of the women's responsibility. But it should balance. But I also think that if you are giving the women more financial gains, then you also give them more financial responsibility so that it balances.
Okay.
You get me?
Thank you for your call. 0552 880 Are women becoming wealthy as a result of marriage? Is that what? Oh, please, what's 10? I beg, relax.
Wealthy by
Wealthy by association.
Yes.
Look, I mean, what are you people saying? Do you know? Relax. Hello there. Your name and where you're calling is from?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, madam. What's your name?
My name is Amit.
Let's hear you, ma'am.
Okay, so it's a very interesting topic, okay? And from my side, I think it's vice versa. I don't think marriage enriches anybody from where I stand. Because if you have money already and you get married, let's take it, the wife or the husband already has money, and they get married. Automatically, you have to support each other. So if both of you have the same job positions, I don't see why one is going to have money more than the other, because you both are being paid the same money. So then you have the financial power depending on what you are doing. So I don't think you are going to get rich. A woman is going to get rich because he gets married to a man. Are you saying that men have any source of income that women do not have? No, we all have the same capabilities and the same options when it comes to making money. So depending on what you are doing, that is fetching you the money, then it becomes an advantage to the marriage. It's not because you are getting married to a man, so it gives you that financial freedom. So I don't think it is true.
Thank you very much for your call. I really appreciate it. 0552-880-216. Are women getting wealthier in marriages compared to the men? That is what my colleagues are arguing here this morning. Hello there, your name and where you're calling us from? Hi there, your name and where you're calling us from? Okay, kindly call us back. 0552-880-216. That is the number to reach us on. Hi there, your name and where you're calling us from?
Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning, Sandra.
Yes. I don't think it's true, because initially or previously, let me say it. Previously, you see, women are housewives, so you are in the house, so your upkeep, anything that concerns you, comes from the man. So if they say that the woman gets enriched, that one I'll buy that small, because even if the man has to set you up and everything, it depends on the man. But now it is not like that, because I'm working, you are also working. There are shared responsibilities. There are times that the man has to pay school fees, I have to pay feeding fees, or maybe there's a building somewhere the man is building, and then I have to use my money to take care of home. There are times that maybe you do this, you are paying bills, and then the man is also doing that. So how am I getting myself enriched? Because if I'm getting enriched, then there's no need for me working. I am working for Christ's sake, and I'm earning my salary.
Yes.
And then you are even depriving me of using my money for what I intend to use it for. Because here is the case that responsibilities that initially is supposed to be yours, I'm not sharing them with you. You get it? There are times that even women have to pay rent, like maybe they share. You pay half, the woman will also support and all that. So they are rather, suffocating her. Stop saying that. You will take an assume, and then you want to be.
He wants to respond.
Yeah, Sandy, you have a point. You have a case. You have a point. But just look at the divorce statistics, and look at how many women have become richer just by way of divorce. See, so yes, I agree that the rules are changing. It's not just that by marriage the resources and the properties of the man become yours, but largely that is the case. I understand that the working class.
I'm coming. Let me also respond to what you say. Divorce cases, like no contribution, no chop. If I don't contribute to it, I wouldn't say or go to the court and say I am claiming this and the court will give it to you. No, it means I have a share in it. So I am not getting enriched by yours. I don't just sit down, fold my arms, and then there is a divorce and I go to court and then they give me half of your property. No.
Yeah, Sandy, I get it, and I agree. But finally on this, you know, elsewhere, the contribution is just you being my wife, nothing more. Elsewhere, and once there is divorce and we are going to share the properties, the contribution you, the woman, have to make is just you being my wife, nothing more, nothing less.
That's what I'm saying. We are talking about Ghana. We are not talking about elsewhere.
Talking about Ghana or elsewhere, yes.
Yes. Thank you. Have a good morning.
Thank you, Sandy, for a call. 0552-880-216. That's the number to reach us on. Are women becoming wealthier in marriages? So I'll pick my last two calls and then we wrap things up. Hi there, your name and where you're calling us from?
Hello, my name is Dedei, and this is an interesting topic. I think if it's on a general basis, then that is true that women are enriching themselves, because it's only few women who are gainfully or honestly helping the men. You understand? But on a large scale, it is the man who suffers and provides everything. Here lies the case: women, some are working, but they still demand from the men. You agree with me that some are working, but they still collect from the men. All right. So it is only few who genuinely support the men. That's why in our family they will go like, so that mostly goes into the women's head, and they only come in to claim. You understand? So it is only an honest woman who will side with a man, unless you are playing the gender card, and they will say it's not true. But genuinely, that is the truth. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Budai, for your call. 0552-880-216 is the number to reach us on. And I still maintain that women are not getting wealthy as a result of marriage. In fact, some of them are losing money. Hi there, your name, where you're calling us from?
Good morning. My name is Francis.
Hi there, Francis. Let's hear you.
Calling from Ablekma.
Hi there. Let's hear you, Francis.
Yeah, the issue you are discussing, personally, I don't think is a debate. It's something that even the little children know. Everybody knows that. That's why some people say we shouldn't see marriage as a poverty alleviation program. Many women become rich in marriage. Some are not doing anything. They are only praying for a man to marry them so that they will be doing something. So it's generally known. That is how I see it. And majority, you put it in voting, majority will carry the vote that women become rich through marriage.
I see. Thank you for your call. My very, very final one. 0552-880-216. I need a final woman to call so that we settle this matter. Because these guys they are spewing lies. Hi there, name where you're calling us from.
Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name where you're calling us from?
I'm Sayed Audu calling from Madina. Yeah, I would like to side with Ibrahim. Because
you want to side with Ibrahim?
Yes. First of all, when you look at, I will first look at it in the Islamic perspective. First of all, in Islam, has only two responsibilities to do for a man. The first one is making sure that anything lawfully she has to be available for him. That's having an affair with her. The second is always seeking his permission whenever he wants to go out. That's what okay, woman. Now, what a man has to do for the woman is 6. Now, I will just mention 3. The first is that you have to make sure that all what she needs in terms of shelter, clothing, health, and religious upliftment, all these things are important. So the other aspect is that when you look at this, when the man dies, most of the times is the man who owns a lot of property. So when the woman comes in and he dies, the first thing they say is that most of the property or a lot will go to the woman. So women get a lot of money or place in marriage. Thank you.
Thank you for your call. Well, I would have to defer the calls at this point in time to a later part in the show. But our random conversations are always brought to you in association with MTN. This is a very random conversation. But I still stand by the point that your argument you're making that women are becoming wealthy as a result of marriage is a blatant lie.
You rest our case.
You rest
the people have spoken.
It's the thing is that,
for you.
No. The thing is that, look.
I say the women don't have airtime.
No.
When you have a guilty conscience.
The is incorrigible. The is incorrigible.
What more?
The voice of the people.
People are calling no.
Don't worry, let's defer. Let's finish the issue. Because there's no time. Bama is going to the voter region. There's no time.
But you see, it's because
people are itching.
In one situation, the guy said they are quick to defend their own when it is their interest.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised by the calls that I received.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
I get you.
But at least I
The
got
calls
two
that
women to call.
Oh, no, I get
You
it.
know,
The
and you
calls
don't
that
have
I
a lot of them
made.
calling in most of the time like that.
See, now, and this is the reality. There are men like myself and our colleagues who are now equally marrying sensibly, right? They don't want the women who will just come and feed off their wealth. So now the men are also wisening up, and they are saying that they will also go for women who have something in their hands.
Yeah.
That one is there. So it is not straight jacket. It's not black or white. There's always a gray area.
You will continue, don't worry. I know that.
Kasungu.
Kasungu, Banawibo.
Pastor Brown said I shouldn't mind you.
I don't know Pastor Brown.
I'll mind them, okay.
But in fact,
I know Pastor Brown knows the truth.
no, it will be worse if Pastor Brown joins this debate.
You should be in his marriage counseling session.
So I won't mind you. He says I shouldn't mind you, so I won't mind you guys.
problem.
Anyway, I think I was done with the daily graphic newspaper.
Yeah, so
And
the
then we
Ghanaian-
started having this conversation.
Yeah, so the Guardian Times this morning. We will generate massive revenue from property rate, local government minister designate. Yeah, he says he will stop the fight between MPs and MMDCs. That fight is needless. Right. President Mahama nominates 17 more ministers. My final take on this will be Muntaka. See, I covered Muntaka when he led his charges, his side, to attempt to petition Jean Mensah. Walking from Parliament to the EC's office here, just a stone throw away from where we are. And I know how he was manhandled. I know how his bodyguard had to fight his own colleague policemen. And we still have those
The point
videos.
that guy almost got himself interdicted. He
Exactly.
almost.
Exactly. And to say that 360 degrees,
He's going to be.
all those police people who manhandled him, I will now salute him.
Yes, sir,
Say,
master.
boss, yes, sir, master boss. If you add that to NIA, you realize that in this life, man, I think we must strive to do right by everybody.
And treat people as human beings.
Exactly.
People as people first before their affiliation.
I think, but
or
it's
tribe
something
or
that has
anything.
been going.
Yeah.
The
It's
same
full
happened.
circle.
It happened to Professor Mills when
Yes.
they said he can never be president.
Yeah.
It happened to President Kofi
President
Addo when
Addo.
they said
He would never.
was arrogant to never be president.
Yeah.
It has happened to
So human beings should know
John
they are not
Mahama.
God.
Yeah.
John Mahama, who was tagged incompetent,
He would
and
never
said
come
that
back.
He would never come back. That he
Yeah.
was done with.
Yeah.
In terms of politics, he was finished.
Yeah.
He comes back by an even bigger margin.
Yeah.
That's the
So, I mean, it's politics, and it tells you a story.
Yeah.
And that you need to be minded
Yeah.
in how you carry yourself and how you go about things.
True.
You can start with a lot of goodwill, and by the end of your tenure, you don't have it.
That's true.
Like President Akufo-Addo did start with.
Yeah.
And that should serve as a lesson
Yeah.
to the new president that you can start with a lot of goodwill. I mean,
Yeah.
emphatic victory in that
Yeah.
manner.
Yeah.
Over, in terms of 1.7 million votes margin.
Yeah.
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 But you can squander all that.
Not just him, the appointees should also listen and also be guided.
That's
Unfortunately, most often it's just your face you're looking at. I mean, they are not, people may not necessarily be looking at your appointees
Yeah.
as much
Yeah.
as you.
Yesterday, I engaged Kojo Eduasari, the former member of Parliament for Adenta,
Yeah.
and that was the message he was putting across. That usually is not the president; it's the people around. People are lucky to be given appointment, right? And I didn't even know he had an accident, a life-threatening accident, and last year.
Eduasari?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he's now working with a walking stick.
Oh, then
yeah.
that wasn't publicized
Yeah,
enough.
yeah. So that's the point. It's the appointees. It's always the appointees. But then again, the buck stops with the president.
Yeah, and the
if your
president's
appointee is
former
misbehaving
president
and then you
mentioned,
look
yeah.
on, we will hang you for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So 10 appointees to president's office named Nanaya Jantua is here of CPP. Back page of the Ghanaian Times, agric insurance scheme for farmers in the orphan, minister designate, and enact stringent laws to protect public lands. That's according to Jaku Manche. That is it for the
Jaku
Ghanaian
Manche.
Times.
All right, the new Crusading Guy newspaper, Kwewu Abene Kingmakers fight over 3 million sale of land, story on page 10. Also, Boli residents rumble over absence of their MP in latest ministerial list. And IDEC, CFI, condemns post-election violence. Advocates for sustainable peace comes with a photograph of our good friend, Dr.
Kwesi
Kwesi
Jonah.
I always have to pause because the Sam and Kwesi
Yeah.
always confuses me. Cassius
The
versus...
difference is the money.
Proceed.
I'm grateful. Cassius...
Charlie, still, you don't feel about I am grateful.
Because, what I wanted to say upon is good, and he knows what I wanted to say, and it's good. What is it? The money and something else.
Yeah, that one is for church people, Pentecost people.
When I was a child, my mother used to dress me in a very funny way because that was what she sees.
Thank you. Now you are sending me post mine somewhere.
Cassius versus Rep of Ghana. Ghanaian arbitrator knocked off over issues of conflict of interest, and Magdan Aviation resumes FBO operations with top quality private jet services.
All right.
Nice
where is the daily guide? It's
been
been a while.
missing, yeah. Late.
It's been a while.
Maybe
since
they
I
are
saw it.
restructuring.
Even the digital copy, you don't
get a digital copy too.
Yeah.
Okay. Or maybe they are on just a break for a while. And
Yeah,
then
to
everything.
come back revamped, much stronger.
All
and better.
right. The Daily Searchlight front page, ensuring food security, Operation Feed Yourself to be revived. That's according to Eric Opoku. And, many people have talked about, his display of in-depth knowledge on the sector. And one thing that Karewe said yesterday was that, yes, he has great understanding, and he hopes that when he gets into office, he will listen more and engage more, because sometimes the temptation is that because you are so conversant with the issues, I know, so I'm coming to solve it.
Yeah. At the point we had a coffee farmer as an agriculture minister, who, by the dint of the fact that he's a player, didn't listen that much. Yeah. And I'm talking about also free.
Okay. So, because the assumption is that I know, and everything. But please engage more. When you see him in Parliament, pass on that message from Karewe to him.
I will.
Cannabis can bring Ghana $1 billion annually. That's according to the chamber. And
cannabis, we.
Yeah, but it's the industrial one.
No problem. It's still we.
Kaswa ritual murder. One gets life. And then in juvenile centers for 12 months. NDC government supports non-partisan election of MMDCs. Ahmed Ibrahim, and President Mahama consults Reverend Wengham and family. Oh, he lost somebody?
Yeah.
Unfortunately. All right, I'm done with the Daily Searchlight.
Chronicle. And there's a story. In fact, it's interesting that this story has made the headlines. A refuse collector returning 20K money.
A Zoom line, right? In Tamale.
Yeah. And it started with a certain school.
Swedro
Senior High.
Yeah.
And the headmistress causing the bell to be rung for assembly, and then rewarding some students for such good gestures. The fact that we are celebrating this speaks to how rotten we are. But that should be the norm. It's not yours, why keep it?
That's not the norm anyway now.
You see, so now the abnormality is you finding something that doesn't belong to you and returning it.
Yeah.
And it was celebrating.
Yeah.
And so kudos to this refuse collector. Give him money. It's called Salif Ibrahim. Yeah. So Anes Zoom Lion staff returns 20K found on the ground. Like I said, give him money. Find him and give him money.
You also remember the case of the taxi driver who found...
Yes, and became overnight celebrity. People bought taxis.
For me, I'm happy for...
No, I get that. But it speaks to how rotten we are as a society. And we must strive to see these things as normal. But of course, let's reward them. For the reward, yes.
But the thing is that we've gotten to a situation where the abnormal is now normal, and the normal is now abnormal.
I be.
Yes, no conversation with you. Subsequently,
now before you say, you can remember that in the run after the election, we went to Circle to buy something. What did you go there to buy?
Power bank.
We bought a power bank.
They stole
an expensive power bank. I was sitting there. I requested for boot. And I left it inside the boot when I was about paying.
Oh wow.
So about 5 minutes later, after I dropped,
you remembered?
Yeah.
Charlie, my friend guy is sending the messages till today.
So I reported him to the boot. Yeah. The managers of the app.
So the point that you are making now, like
power bank.
Others with power bank.
But why would you want to keep someone else's power bank?
Not that days later, and I remember though.
5 minutes
after
it means he was still around.
Oh, exactly.
He hadn't gone far.
Even pick my call or send me a message. Oh, I didn't see it. Probably I picked out somebody else. Till now.
So yes, I agree.
If you are faithful in the little things, you'll be faithful in the bigger things.
Yeah. The thing is, something that cannot change your life, and it's a wrong thing. Why indulge in it?
Yeah.
See, even this 20K that we are talking about, how transformative would a 20K be? But at least he's returned it. No. Abba.
No, let me tell you something. I get you.
Yeah.
You see, in some areas, when you dash someone 50 cedis, it's a big deal.
I get that.
So this 20K in the area he finds himself, it's a big deal. It could have gotten him something substantial.
Now, 5 years ago, this could have bought him a Toyota Vitz. A Toyota Vitz, right? So then he uses to do rounds. Somebody buying you a Toyota Vitz, even that and I'm using this so you understand what I mean by that, will not transform your destiny and your life and everybody's own, especially when this is not yours. That's the point I'm making.
Okay.
Yeah. The others, in fact, eventually when we make this a random conversation, the others are going to say, in this Ghana, why return this? Probably the man who the owner stole it. Probably the owner is a politician. They will give you all manner of excuses.
God's way of blessing you.
That's the point.
I mean, people can justify their ills anyway. Yeah. So.
Parliament approves 6 ministers, and Lebanon secondary school raises red flag over safety threat by squatters. And quotation for this morning, Psalm 1217, the Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life. That is it for Chronicle.
All right, the Daily Statesman is the next newspaper. I have said Tettey, appointed presidential advisor on economy, Randiabe heads Cocoa Board, and Karen Babasam details domestic violence ordeal. I read the story and it's very sad. Mahama.
Give us the details of that. But for Tettey's appointment, what do you think?
Advisor on economy.
Yeah.
So that's presidential advisor.
Yes.
So he'll be advising the president
On economy.
On economy. I think it's good. So the president will then ferry the advice to his finance minister.
Yeah.
It means that Tettey will sit in the economic management team meetings, right?
Occasionally, he may join cabinet meeting because sometimes they invite others to join.
I think that's the internal headmaster they need.
And yes, and then to think, we know that he has worked with the IMF and other key institutions like this, and his expertise would definitely be needed. And you would recall how Ato Forson consistently made reference to him, during his vetting.
And the rapport between the two gentlemen, sometimes once there's an economic advisor and a minister, sometimes there's friction.
Yeah.
I don't foresee this happening between the two.
Right. Okay, good.
The last one here, Mohammed's hometown in flames over ministerial snub of MPs, and coalition demands state of emergency on Galamsey. Comes with a photograph of Kenneth Ashigbe.
Okay, but what's the View story?
The View story, it's a very sad one. Details are on page 4. Let me try but do you know who the individuals are? I only see Karen Baba, some details of domestic violence ordeal, and he was engaged with Nana Kojo J. Do you know any Nana?
No, is it Baba or Baba Sam?
Karen Baba Sam.
Is it the case of the child?
Yes, the child.
Yes,
okay, that's a prominent family.
So this is a different dimension to it. So I'm sure it's more like you have heard the story about abducting my own child and stuff, but there's a basis
story to it. All right.
So although this be madness, there's method to it.
Yes.
This is the method.
So this is a news desk report in the Daily Statesman. So Karen Baba Sam, a young and resilient Ghanaian woman, has spoken out for the first time about the years of domestic abuse she endured at the hands of her former partner, Nana Kojo J, in a chilling revelation. She recounted the physical, verbal, and emotional torment that began in 2016 and left a lasting impact on her life. Ms. Sam described how her relationship, which initially seemed promising, quickly turned into a nightmare. According to her account, the abuse escalated over the years, leaving her feeling isolated and powerless. According to Karen, she met Nana J in 2016. Not too long, like that.
Yeah, not too long.
8 years ago, it's long.
Yeah.
She explained that Nana Kojo J initially became a protective figure in her life, and as time went on, he expressed interest in settling down with her. So the two of them discussed marriage in 2018. Okay, start of abuse. Karen further narrated that their once happy relationship took a dark turn in 2018 when she became pregnant with their daughter, Ohima. Everything seemed so this is a quotation. Everything seemed to be going on, blah 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 blah.
Anyway, but that's just that's her side of the story.
Yes, and that's why what I'm sure she'll tell the courts relative to the custody battle. Yeah,
it's that one is a mystery of love and hate, if I can. It's a thin line.
Very very thin.
Yeah.
1 minute you want to spend all your time with one person, the moment you despise a person's presence or even the smell of him.
That's true.
Jesus.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, so first originally it could be like aroma. Right. When it becomes when aroma becomes smell, then that's a problem.
If you read out like I can't go. The Herald newspaper, East Legon East Legon gold dealer gets MIPS $22 million. East Legon gold dealer gets MIPS $22 million seized by Fidelity Bank.
Okay.
As more questionable investments plague Ghana's minerals wealth.
All right.
Randy Abe finally gets Cocoa Boss CEO.
Why finally?
I don't even know.
No, because per the media reports,
From
it was GMPC, right? Or
It
NPA.
started with sports.
It started with
GMPC.
sports, and then to GMPC. The GMPC, when the green letter was about to release, head Kasungu.
So Randy Abe finally gets Cocoa Boss CEO job. I was going GRA boss boats of leaving 152 billion, over 152 billion cedis before leaving.
Yeah.
No whole NDC office burnt over Mohammed's appointment, and Ghana beats 8 Charlie. This is reading Herald this morning is a risky sport.
Yeah.
It says
It's a extreme sport.
like
Yeah.
Can you read
Yeah,
this?
it's difficult.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Ghana beats, but my eyes are good, so I can see
thank
it. It
God
says
for
absolutely.
You are
Ghana,
sprinting.
I will not. I will do it without asking. I just did it for you. Ghana beats 89 countries in mobile money. Is it regulatory?
But you see,
Regulatory
your eyes are good.
framework. Hey.
But you see, the Randy Abe one, this
Yeah.
is how our colleagues
Yeah.
who operate the local markets.
Yeah.
We say, Ejabu.
That's
So
what.
why-
But I don't know. Those of you who are saying that he's never seen a cocoa pod before. Stop it. Stop it.
And an American.
Stop it.
I'm done with that.
Yes, it's possible that the man has not seen a cocoa board before. If you have Randy Abbey,
But must you
see a cocoa pod before you be able to manage cocoa board.
Cocoa board issue?
Because the board doesn't sit on the pod, right?
Cocoa board issue are a lot. Fine.
Well, they say it's more managerial, so it's not about seeing a cocoa pot.
That's the point I'm making. Like their problems are more with financing, the staff there, and
That
other
cocoa
thing.
beans and cocoa pod.
Yes. So
What is
I don't think he's been appointed to go and plant cocoa. I don't think
That's
that's
the thing.
his job.
okay.
Oh, the other one will have been giving Wellington boot.
Continue.
Daily Dispatch this morning. Joyce Bauer, Standube, Bevulo Lati, among those appointed to the presidency. Our MP salary is only 15,000 Ghana cedis a month. Find a job before entering politics. NDC MP advises you. That's Gavin Kwame Abuja. He mentioned that he never hides his salary. He goes to the constituency, tells them that my salary is 15,000. This program that I have come, by the time I leave here, my salary will be done. So he's advising
Get a date.
young people that to get. So he's a professional architect, right? So do something like that. Those of you who have used politics as your career.
You don't have any work experience so. From
Politics.
campus street.
Treats.
Become some minister's boy.
Yeah. Then
Small, no,
yeah.
then they become.
Then you
has-
become a middleman. You become a jack of all trade. You have to get some small
At the point
kickbacks.
of managing the media for
Yeah.
the big man.
Yes, and
then when the
It's
big
a-
man
it's
is
a- it's a
elevated,
fact
then-
way.
You will be editing media money. Challenge. For my PPP. Joe Gatti is now a lecturer at the law faculty, of course.
Which
Much more
faculty?
experience. Law faculty, we are told. Maybe just only one law faculty.
University of Ghana.
Or Makola.
Law faculty.
Oh,
Bakola cannot be a
No, I'm
faculty.
saying there's only two. Why? I can't. I'm not allowed to say there's
Please
only two.
read it.
Thank you.
But I want you to be
In fact,
fact.
there's only one University of Ghana.
We want you to be fact.
Say,
Page 11.
University of Ghana School of Law.
That's it.
It can only be one.
Thank
Let's check
you. Thank you.
for specifics.
Thank you.
And the story anyway.
Joe Gatti. What's
Hey.
page 11?
I'll be 11 anyway.
Oh, Joe Gatti. Exactly 2 weeks after vacating his seat as a member of parliament, Joe Gatti has begun a new chapter in his illustrious career. He has started teaching public policy at ACC University.
You see, when they're advising you, and you don't want to listen.
But still, it says there's only one faculty.
It's okay, it's okay. Let's make progress.
Interesting. So the last newspaper.
University Law Faculty.
Yes.
Well, our listeners have been joining.
Yes, they do.
Our listeners have they joined in?
Please proceed.
The Daily Post is the last newspaper I have here. President Mahama appoints Dr. Randy Abe as acting CEO of Cocoa Board. Mahama appoints Anthony Kwachisapon as acting GRE Commissioner General. Also, NPP executive.
Many people say that one is an ace.
The KPMG
yes,
senior
because
partner.
as a senior partner and he's going to GRA.
Oh, okay.
So it's like for like swap. That okay, it's fine. NPP executives were selling SHS placement slots for 5,000. Former Subi MP claims that this man. Why doesn't he have the email address of the committee?
I've seen that come up strongly.
Which one?
From
the placements were charging
from
5,000.
scholarship secretariat to recruitment into the security setup to public sector recruitment. But I'm not sure it's limited to the MPP. Hopefully the political parties learn. See, I'm in need of a job if I have money.
Will I come to you for a job?
Charlie! And then you ask me to go to my family. Usually families do in Nobwa, like Yibima.
Police service.
Yes. And many times too, the middleman will squander the money. And hey,
it happens.
Yes.
COP Timbila, remember him? What happened to the kid?
He went on retirement without
house arrest, nothing. Remember? And there's still one of the victims who keeps calling me occasionally.
Oh, wanted to check up.
I'll give you my friend's number.
Are you done?
And the last one here, grants government breathing space to steer the affairs of this country. Dr. Ato forced into minority.
Okay. The inside newspaper is the final one I have here. Sami Jemfi pledges transparency, equitable distribution of Ghana's mineral wealth in first day at office.
I'm coming
as PMMC boss.
PMMC, they distribute wealth.
Sami Jemfi pledges transparency, equitable distribution of Ghana's mineral wealth.
They don't do that.
In first day,
They don't do that.
Tell me.
No, I'm just saying that PMMC doesn't distribute anything.
Equitable distribution.
It gets money, and the money goes into the public kitty, and then the finance minister and the president will do the
PMMC food.
No, it's the angling. It's the angling. You see, usually it's the media people.
Yes, you are setting them up.
Oh.
No, and see, sometimes they think they also see it as good publicity.
But this is not.
You were sitting behind the microphone. And
I realized that I was behind the microphone, but you guys were granting audience to a spectator. So I want. I just wanted to make a statement.
I can see that.
Now that I've made, now that
you don't want to be
order in
I can see you don't want to so go and start where I was standing. So that means you go and be a spectator.
And if you don't want to,
I'll come and say that I've taken my seat. I've overtaken the microphone.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes, my buying Abaso.
Yeah, I'm buying on Morning Star. I mean, don't get it wrong. I'm buying on Morning
Star. You're coming to give me problem. I beg you.
Please,
Mahama undertakes appointments galore.
You see.
I'm sorry.
No, but this headline too that I have.
That one took me out.
How?
Like, undertakes appointments galore.
Can you imagine?
In a bid to meet.
In
a bid to meet government formation deadline pledge, and SMG condemns loss of lives in military-civilian clash in Obuasi, and Dr. David. Is it Percy?
Percy.
Yeah. I thought he was a regular on Alaji and Alaji.
Yeah.
May his soul rest in perfect peace.
So is it like trying to make it look as if sharing the appointments galore? So
yeah. So appointment galore. Mahama makes final.
What is something appointment is like? There's a
you don't undertake galore. The point is that you don't undertake galore. Appointments galore, no problem. So it's like at least now all the portfolios have been named.
Where is the spectator? Where is it going?
They'll come weekend.
So finally
DNFT, okay.
High Treasury yields persist 2 years on, and Ghana-Nigeria business relations in focus as BNFT meets Nigerian High Commission. Also, Mining Chamber of Mines urges comprehensive approach to tackle illegal mining, and then agriculture, land banks to address low agric output. Yes, the minister mentioned it. And finally, Yellow card facilitates cross-border transactions for business. That is it for BNFT.
All right, portals,
Yeah.
starfm.com.gh. Don't listen. Don't be like Educhum. Listen to teachers' concerns. Educationist to Haruna. I am ready to face any challenges at the sports ministry. Kofi Adams, Atoforsen, and Jinapo and Ayene. They have received their unanimous parliamentary approval. And also, I'll ensure implementation of DRIP project. Ahmed Ibrahim. It's time to elect MMDCEs to avoid partisanship. Ahmed Ibrahim again. Bagwin calls for Pan-Africanism to strengthen democracy and political stability. And don't repeat past mistakes. Engage stakeholders. Eric Karawe to Eric Opoku. And deal with food inflation to stabilize Ghana's economy. Edward Karawe to government. That's it for starfm.com.gh.
Okay, City Newsroom is loading. It's taking a while, but it's loading. Hopefully it loads. You can load it from your end and let's see how quickly it loads. And so you can,
City Newsroom?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, City Newsroom is here. I've opened it over here. So there you go.
Okay. So
Scroll down.
City Newsroom headlines here. Appointments Committee has been abysmal in vetting nominees. That's according to ASEPA. That's Africa Center for Parliamentary Affairs. Largely, I think I agree. And then Abuja lied.
Not the other ASEPA. When you said ASEPA, I was
No.
say A.
No. Abuja lied. Akufo-Addo constructed 13,624 kilometers of roads. That's according to Asenso Boache. Yesterday, when he took his turn to debate the Appointments Committee's report. Appointments Committee to vet trade and gender ministers designated today. To check out poor management of schools undermining free SHS success. BOG begins first 2025 monetary policy meeting to assess economic development and who unidentified persons set NDC office ablaze. Mahama Ariga to replace Atoforsen as majority leader. I will serve with humility, integrity. Atoforsen, 50 arrested in Nkwanta conflict, and McDonald Aviation resumes operations following successful resolution with Ghana Airport Company Limited. That is it for City Newsroom.
All right. That's it for the newspaper review segment. Yes, absolutely. That had in between random conversation as well.
Yeah.
We'll go for a break.
You can't get this anywhere else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's only here on Star 103.5 FM. We'll go for a break. When I return, the court man is here to bring us what has been happening at the courts. It's the Morning Star here on Star 103.5 FM.
Have breakfast.